Thanks so much for staying with us. Earlier this week, CVM reported on the story of 33-year-old Kenise Dunn, passionately called Punky, who died at the St. Anne's Bay Memorial Hospital 5 days after giving birth. Dunn, who was 8 months pregnant, was admitted to the hospital on July 29 after experiencing severe stomach pains and difficulty passing stool. Her family says she remained in pain for days while they struggled to get answers about her condition. They say she was later taken for emergency surgery, where doctors reportedly discovered a tumor and ruptured internal organs. The young mother was placed on life support and died days later on August 14. Well, tonight, new details are emerging about Kenise's final days at hospital. Our newsroom has obtained a recorded phone call between one of Kenise's uncle and a woman who says she was a patient at the hospital, while Kenise was also there, and she witnessed a series of events leading up to her death. Let's take a listen.
When she came in, she was walking and everything. Yeah. But she, I didn't know what was her complaint until she started crying that she can't pass stool.
Yes.
So she go, I hear she called some of the nurses. Some were attentive, like a few of them were attentive. But when we know it was severe is when she started vomiting, and she was in so much pain, she took off her clothes. It was late in the night. She took off her clothes, went on the floor in the vomit, and asking each nurse to put a pass for help. And they told her they are not assigned to her. The person who's assigned to her, she needs to find the person who's assigned to her, but they're not assigned to her.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So they know in pain on the floor until one of the nurses come, another nurse come and said to her, she can't stay like that in the hospital. So we got up, some of the baby mothers got up and tried to help her clean her up and put her back on, and she put her back in the bed. Right?
Yes.
She after she went back into the bed, one of the girls across go to the bathroom and come back. I dozed off. God, I think it's in my phone. It's in my phone, I don't remember, look. So when the girl come back, she was just in time to catch her with a bottle of Panadol that she took off the nurse's home.
Wait, you said who had the Panadol?
Your niece.
Oh, she had a Panadol?
No, she got where the nurse's counter was.
Okay.
And took the bottle of Panadol, but they didn't see her when she took it.
Oh, okay.
And she went on her bed, but the girl caught her in time and took it from her, because she threw out about 8 of them to take, and the girl said no.
So because she was feeling pain, why she took the Panadol?
She said she never take it. And the girl took it back from her, and she said no, can't take it no more. She's like, I can't take it no more, I can't take it no more. No, I can't do it no more.
Yes.
The same girls tell her to sit down and try and get out some of the stool. Bend down. She end up down there for a good 2-3 hours on the floor upon one of the bed pads.
Yes.
Good. She got down there a good while till peace came out, and she feel a little relief. And she gonna relax. After that she sleep for a while. Right? She start eat again. When she start to eat now, it look like the food go back to waste, and she have to go past stool again.
Yes.
So she go right into square one. She stopped eat from about the Thursday or the Friday, because they had her on IV fluid.
Okay.
She said she have to be on it because she's not eating. That's what she told me. So she was on the IV fluid for the rest of the time that I was there. I remember again she went, we tried going up there and then running And at one point, one little girl carry her up there and then tell her, say, she need her privacy and she need to go back to her bed. So the girl need her privacy and she need to go back to her bed. So the girl go back, leave her where the doctor is and go back to her bed. Same time she come back. When they were talking about ambulance, the same girl that was across supposed to go to the ambulance as well. Wednesday, when ambulance is there, no staff. Thursday was holiday. Friday, when staff was there, no ambulance. Saturday now, ambulance I come and it was 45 minutes out there waiting for the patient, but no patients arrived. So one of the patients from the other cuticle asks, is it the patient should watch out for the ambulance or you guys should let the patient know when the ambulance has arrived? So at the end of that, no ambulance didn't came. The girl across from me, she got driven from someone and went, but your niece couldn't come because she could have barely walked to the bathroom. We have to assist her to the bathroom. So she could not manage to go on the road.
And no one assisted her, as in like would have get somebody to wheel her out on a wheelchair. They didn't mention that any at all to assist her to the ambulance.
Another thing is she wasn't on the list to go with the ambulance.
She wasn't on the list to go. Oh, okay.
She wasn't on that list to go out when the Saturday came. Because she said that they said she's not on the list. And a nurse told her she's not on the list for true.
Yeah.
So basically she wasn't going to go out in any ambulance at all because she wasn't on the list to go out. Right? The next day, some family member that worked there came. Right? And he was saying that, like, she was saying that they tell him that she signed out herself and went to go to the ultrasound this Saturday. And she said, no, I didn't. I couldn't go out on Saturday. I did not. So she don't know where they get the information from. So she was in there after that. I've been there for a couple more days after and then I left. So I don't know what happened after.
Yeah.
After I left. But when she was there, they weren't showing her any attention. They were like saying that she was over exaggerating the pain. So I got the information. And she was there and she was in excruciating. She was literally suffering. She was literally in pain.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened after. I left her there. The last thing I said is I hope you make it out alive.
Okay.
And that was it. Because I've been pieces in you for a very long time. After 4 days, you should go to the hospital and you should get assistance with removal of fixes. So I don't know.
Alright, so one of my friends actually called me or text me and let me know that you were going to call. Yeah, so like I said, with your private number. So
there's other patients that is there. We can tell you the exact story as well. Who was in the same cuticle. Even when they were walking past her, she was saying, "Help me, please. Help, not help, please."
Yeah.
And that's all. And I saw her. And even me go up there and try and they run me. Other girls go up there and then try and they run me. So
nobody rendered any assistance.
As I said, there was a couple of them. Couple of them, well, that have tried. But they can only do what they're assigned to do by the head. Do you understand what? They have the head of them, so they can't do much unless the head tells them to do. So basically, some of them tried.
Okay.
But majority of them, they're very corrupt. And they're very evil. Very, very evil.
That conversation there between a relative of the now deceased Miss Dunn and another patient who was in hospital at the same time. Now, the Northeast Regional Health Authority, NERA, has issued a statement on the matter. Let's take a look. It says, in part, the 33-year-old mother who delivered her baby on August 12 developed complications after childbirth and, despite immediate surgical intervention, subsequently succumbed to the effects of these medical complications. NERA says it recognizes that no words can lessen the pain of losing a mother, a sister, niece, loved one, or friend, and expresses its heartfelt sympathies to the family during this time. NERA and the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital have heard the family's concerns and understand their desire for clear, honest answers. To this end, a meeting is being scheduled with the family members to share preliminary findings and to respond to their queries and concerns. NERA says a comprehensive investigative process and clinical review of the case have been initiated, and it would be inappropriate and premature to draw conclusions before that process is complete. So, Kenise was the niece of one of CVM's correspondent, Kirk Hall, and he now joins us live alongside Kenise's cousin, Jamal Hall. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to Lead Story.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Indeed. Let me, first of all, please accept our deepest sympathies, gentlemen, during this difficult time. You heard the chilling details there being recounted, Mr. Hall, Kirk Hall. Give us your immediate reaction having heard that.
Good evening, Jamaica. Kenise Dunn suffered. She suffered at the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. This evening is not a it is not an evening for any pretty speech. I'm gonna be speaking from my heart. This young lady came in your facility, and based on what I am hearing, she was treated like a dog. And her basic human rights and dignity was violated. And for that, if this is not a national disgrace, then tell me what is. I am so angry. I am so broken, devastated, disappointed that this could have happened. The health system failed my little niece. When will this stop? When will this stop? And the statement that was issued, it has outraged the family. It insulted us. You have to do better. You have to do better. You're talking about someone, mother, someone's loved one, someone's niece, someone's sister. Where is your compassion? Where is your care? She was on the ground for hours in her vomit. And you think that is cool? Healthcare profession, you think that is cool? In normal jurisdiction, something like this happened. Human beings would have sent in or tendered their resignation, because they would have failed. Your management system failed.
Kirk Hall.
And as a result, we, the family, is calling for an immediate resignation of the entire management at St. Anne's Bay Hospital.
Kirk Hall, I want you to hold it right there for me. We can hear the emotions pouring out of you. We have to take a break right here. Let's take the break right here and come back with more.
Imagine if I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Prevention is critical. That's why I recommend Colgate Total.
It's 15 times more effective at fighting the root cause of oral health problems. Prevent problems before they...
So get up and unite for your team. Give the best we've got. It's how we every preach, every part, every deal, every wicked, every soul. And the heart and soul and passion, and the culture, Caribbean flows. When people come out all nation, with the team in a unification. When the stadium ram beach at the grandstand, and the meaning of beautification. It's how we play. It's how we play. When the stadium ram beach at the grandstand, and the meaning of beautification. It's how we play.
Hi, I am Kendi Pangat.
What a guan?
What a guan?
That a guan pa.
What a guan?
What a guan.
What a guan? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
And that's a guan pa. What a guan.
Welcome back. Thank you so very much for staying with us right here inside this Thursday edition of Lead Story. It's a difficult one. We're speaking with Kirk Hall, of course, a relative of Kenise Dunn, who died at the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital under controversial circumstances. We also have Kenise's cousin. Of course, Kirk is a member of the CVM TV family, and we also have Jamal Hall with us, and he is a cousin to Kenise, who passed away. Again, deepest sympathies to you as well, Jamal Hall. You heard there what is alleged to be eyewitness testimony from someone who was admitted to the hospital at the same time as your cousin. How are you left feeling having heard that, Jamal?
Well, you know, from I got the voice note today, I haven't even really been able to function. Because you talk about a hospital, and you talk about somebody being afraid to go to the institution that is supposed to be responsible for its care. And we weren't getting all the details. And I think we wanted the hospital, we gave the hospital an opportunity to be honest and to tell us what happened. And not only did they lie in our faces, that press release is a disrespect to the truth, because it speaks about her experiencing challenges due to childbirth. And I want to tell you that is categorically not true. And I want that for everybody listening, especially those at the leadership of the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, be careful. Be careful. What is in the dark must come to light.
Jamal, as I listened to that voice recording, it's really hard to listen, first of all, but a couple of things jumped out at me. And one of the first things is that it is alleged that she walked to the nurse's station, took up a bottle of pills, poured about 8 out of the bottle into her hands, trying to take all 8 of them at one time. She was stopped by another patient. The ease with which it seems she was able to gain access to meds like that should concern anyone, shouldn't it?
And everyone. I will be honest. I don't think that is knowledge that we had prior to receiving the voice note. And I can only imagine the pain she must have been in for days, begging. There was a part of the voice note that the nurses were walking past, and she was literally begging, help me, help me. I don't know a human who would see somebody in their own vomit and think that they are exaggerating. And I'm grateful to the people who have come out, to the people who have joined us in this, because it's really a lonely feeling. You see it every week on the news, another person at another hospital dying because of negligence. But when it is your own family, it is almost too surreal. And we talk about a healthcare system that people should want to be a part of. This is egregious. This is words can't explain. Words can't explain.
Kirk has called for the resignation of the management team at the hospital. Do you support that call, Jamal?
The family has debated for some time what exactly we're asking for, because as the information comes out, different people have different perspectives, and I will want to say yes. I do think that it can't be business as usual. Tomorrow can't be a new day. 3 children have lost their mother. We've said it here, we've said it there. We have lost a sister, a niece, and whatever. And the hospital should just continue. How many more children have to, how many more parents have to die? How many more people have to go to the hospital wondering if this will be their last encounter, if this will be the last time that their family members see them? So I agree 110%. We will not rest until somebody is held accountable for this injustice.
Kirk Hall, it's unimaginable for many, but we heard there in the voice clip that she was pleading for help. She was on the floor in her own vomit, it is being said by this eyewitness, and she was being told, I'm not the nurse assigned to you. You should go and find the nurse that's assigned to you. Certainly that can't be the way that hospitals operate, for the patients to have to find the nurses assigned to them. That seemed a bit odd.
That only bring out my point stronger. And that is why this evening I stand resolute, demanding answers, resignation, not from the persons at the lower level, because at the person at the top, holding the person at the lower level accountable, they would know that they must not slip up. This is not the first time. It can't be everybody at the hospital. It cannot be. When a mother is saying, I am afraid to go down there because I don't want to kill me off. That is heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
And if this cannot bring a change at St. Anne's Bay Hospital,
I don't know what
God forbid, I don't want to be a part of this, Jamaica.
And I want to tell the viewers or remind them that Kenise's mother died at the same hospital some 2 years ago. That's right, Kirk Hall?
She died, Kenise died on Friday, and Sunday would have been her mother's 4th year anniversary death. The fact is, when I tried to get the mother out at St. Anne's Bay, when she reached that facility in St. Mary, as what the doctor said, you're a little bit late, Brother Hall. And she came in like the Monday, and the doctor was going to transfer her to Kingston the Tuesday morning to KPH, and she died the Monday morning. One of her arms got deformed, the amount of juke. They juked her, and it seemed like they juked the wrong vein that deformed her hands. When is it going to stop? Jamaica, when is it going to stop? When that atrocity at St. Anne's Bay Hospital is going to stop? When?
You told we got wind, Kirk Hall, that you were in conversation with some of the investigators looking into this matter concerning your niece. We'd love to hear what came from that. And I also want to ask about whether or not you've requested, if CCTV footage is available and whether or not your family has requested that. But let's begin with the question with the investigators. What came of that conversation?
The investigation is ongoing. To the best of my knowledge, it's going on it's moving very quickly. And I think at this point in time, not the investigation directly from the hospital. I'm saying outside of the hospital, the investigation is going on very nicely, to the best of my knowledge.
And when you say outside the hospital, what do you mean, Kirk Hall?
Independently, from the ministry's standpoint, not from the hospital, not from the local level. It's going well, in my opinion. And as for the CCTV, I'm not sure, but that would be something that we need to look in. We have a meeting coming up next week, I hope, and we can also request those footages. Yes,
Jamal,
and our medical record, if possible.
Jamal Hall, I gather, I'm not certain if I was told you're studying law.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm a student of international relations at the University of the West Indies.
Indeed. But in terms of securing the footage, if it exists, and one would think it should exist, given that we're in 2026, your take on that?
Well, to be honest with you, I think I think you spoke about CCTV footage as if it were the standard. And clearly, from the facts of this case, we realize that the standard at St. Anne's Bay Hospital is quite low, if it exists at all. I would be surprised if they were able to give us footage. And at this stage in the game, I would be kind of shocked if they did. I don't think it is going to be of a primary concern in this case, because the fact that this has been in the public domain for so long, and the fact that private people have taken the risk to send us voice notes, message us privately. People are literally seeing me on the road and saying, hey, I heard about your cousin, sorry about that. And literally minutes later, I'm getting an Instagram DM, the most graphic of which was the voice note that you heard earlier. I don't need proof. I don't need proof. That is enough proof to tell me that something is categorically wrong at the St. Anne's Bay Hospital.
We have to go to another break, gentlemen. The difficult conversation we're having here on Lead Story with the uncle and cousin of Kenise Dunn, who passed away at the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital under controversial circumstances. We'll take a break right here and come back with more.
To develop state-of-the-art security solutions like our new Total Connect smart home automation system that gives you 24/7 access to control your appliances, lights, cameras, and doors using your smartphone, tablet, or PC. As the most trusted electronic security company in Jamaica, Hawkeye has the fastest response times to get to you when you need us most. Trust Hawkeye's Total Connect. Hawkeye, securing what matters most.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
One love every time, peace and love in the place. Jamaica want love every time. A that if you say, a that if you do, and a that the life if you live. One love Jamaica. Peace.
The time brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace is...
Welcome back. Thanks so much for staying with us. We're wrapping up this conversation we're having with the relatives of the now deceased Kenise Dunn, who died under controversial circumstances in the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital. Of course, let's wrap up with Jamal Hall and Kirk Hall, cousin and uncle respectively of the now deceased. Kirk Hall, I give you the final say on this before we have to change gears and go to another matter.
The only thing I can say this evening is a family. We are broken, we are hurt, we are angry, and that is why I couldn't believe that the doctors had signed off to say they're finished with the case. Like, in other words, no autopsy.
Yes, you did. I'm actually happy you raised that, Kirk Hall, because you did mention to our news team that you were being told that no autopsy would be done.
To the best of our knowledge, how the protocol is, once the police doesn't have an interest in the case, they call the family and say, hey, we don't have an interest in the case, so the body now can go to a funeral, to a funeral parlor home of your choice. That was, so indirectly, the case closed. No autopsy. Now, I'm not sure that I am in my right mind, or if I'm not in my right mind, because there can be no way, there can be no autopsy in this case here, that we're having serious concern, where we are saying squarely, St. Anne's Bay Hospital, negligence is on your table, negligence is at your footstep. We are holding you accountable for this little girl's death.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. I know this is a difficult time for you and your family. Kirk and Jamal Hall, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Indeed. All right, let's change gears a bit here. Lasanya Harrison is back at the helm of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, beginning her second stint as JTA president. She returns at a time when teachers are facing a number of challenges, from wage negotiations to poor working conditions and even concerns about the state of our education system. Well, she joins us now live here to give us an entrance interview, as it were, as she begins her second stint as JTA president. Lasanya Harrison, top of the evening to you. Welcome to Lead Story.
Good evening.
Yes, I gather, yes, we're sorting out the connection there with Lasanya Harrison. She is the sitting president of the JTA, just freshly minted this week, and this is her second stint at the helm of the powerful Teachers Union. She joins us on screen now. Good evening to you again, Lasanya Harrison. Welcome to CVM TV, and thanks for approving this interview and appearing with us. I'll give you the opening stanza of this interview for you to just outline your plans for the Teachers Association.
Whoa. Certainly by God's grace, it is our intention as an association to continue that which the teachers mandate us to do as a registered trade union. That's who we are. So let me go back to greet you and to greet your viewers. Blessings to you all. So it is our mandate by our members to represent their cause, to be their voice on the issues pertaining to the conditions under which we work. What are the policy directives driving education, and how it is our voice is facilitated in the creation of those of said policies and execution of same on whom they depend. Our leadership depend on us to execute same, but it is important for us to be center and a part of that conversation, not at the end, the tail end, but from the get-go, at the genesis, the initial moment, for us to be a part of that conversation. So, and of course, because we are a trade union and unapologetically so, we are going to be representing our members as it relates to their remuneration packages, their salaries, and of course, again, the conditions under which they work.
I don't want you to leave that point just yet, Lasanya Harrison. The point, because the government submitted a new wage offer. It was rejected by the teachers, the overwhelming majority of teachers. You delivered that rejection from the conference. Any updates on that? Has the government, have you written to the government formally? Have they responded to your writing to them formally? Where are we?
So we're in the process of that communication being dispatched to the ministry. We just finished conference yesterday, and so certainly we're in the processes of completing that communication in order to officially, because the Ministry of Finance would by now have heard, certainly, perhaps even just as the teachers completed the vote, that the teachers, the delegates at our 62nd annual conference have spoken, and they spoke resoundingly that what is on the table they are not in agreement with, and that is a mandate really for the presidential corps and the leadership of the association to return to the bargaining table in order for the conversation to continue as it relates to the state of the teachers' remuneration package. And I want Jamaica to know that the remuneration, the claim that was submitted, a 28-point claim, perhaps only the, we have a few, what you call, monetary items that affect the direct salary of the teachers, but majority of that claim has to do with improving the conditions under which teachers work and how just schools are resourced.
But for those who are looking on Lasanya Harrison, and they're saying, why complicate a wage negotiation with 28 points that are not monetary in nature? How do you respond?
Complicate. So when it is that we are lobbying government that the $2,500 paid to primary schools per child is certainly inadequate, and we are suggesting to government, those studies that have been undertaken have said that it is far more than that. So we are asking for $20,000 per child and $50,000 at the high school level, up from $19,000 per child. You think about the operations of schools. Also, though the government has introduced a new funding model that has seen some $830 million to be shared among the 1,010 schools in this nation, infant, primary, and secondary schools, then you would see, if you were to do the math, it would be averaging some $870,000 each school will be receiving. That is if the money were being divided equally, and it is not being divided equally. So the small schools, if it were being divided equally, the small schools will be saying, "Yuppie, we have gotten a lot of money," or to some extent. But when you think of our bigger primary schools and our bigger high schools, certainly $872,000 would be a drop in the bucket. You wouldn't even see the ripple in the pond. So those are matters that we have on the table. We're asking for the reduction of the ratio between guidance counselors and students, the reduction of ratio between deans of disciplines and students. We're asking for early childhood practitioners who receive a mere stipend to be paid at specialist too.
Absolutely, Lieutenant Harrison. I'm not suggesting to you that those are not critically important issues that you are tabling. Absolutely critical issues. And anyone who doesn't think so, perhaps they're not looking at the education ecosystem correctly. But in terms of settling a salary dispute, why attach all of that to the salary issue involving teachers? Why not settle the salary issue and then you negotiate with the government on the various points?
No, sir. When we receive
the reason for the no is what I'm asking you. I know you're not approaching Elida. What's the reason for it?
When we received the mandate in 1966 to represent the teachers, collective bargaining has to do with the compensation of the salaries of teachers as well as the conditions under which the teachers work. That is the union's mandate. And so they're inextricably linked. The salary received by the teacher and the conditions under which the teacher work, they go hand in hand. So the union has been mandated to represent the cause of teachers and the advancing of education in such a manner. And so we continue to do that work. We've been doing that from 1962, and we continue to do that work of representing the cause of the teacher and the entire working, because we are a union. So the ILO, when you think about the International Labour Organization, it looks at not only the salary of the worker, but it looks at the conditions under which the worker works, and the union is tasked to do that.
When we come back, Lieutenant Harrison, I want to talk about how important the role of the JTA is in the educational ecosystem in Jamaica, because the JTA must function as more than just a union. We'll take a break right here and come back.
Want to see a country right now. One thing about Jamaicans, we might have differences, but we know when something is good for all of us. And when we work together against crime and violence, we are stronger than ever. And that's how we know the Citizen Security Plan can work. That one that name CSP. The Citizen Security Plan is an initiative of the Ministry of National Security in partnership with the European Union. It's an all-of-government effort to create safer streets and build stronger communities. Go to mns.gov.jm to learn how you can play your part.
Time to get this party started.
Cricket, 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 played, 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 played.
Louder,
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 louder, louder, louder, louder.
Come to the biggest party in sport and be part of the action. Get your tickets at the local box office or at cplt20.com. Watch it live on Rush Live and Louder, the home of cricket in the Caribbean.
Thanks so much for staying with us. We are conducting an entrance interview, as it were, with the newly minted JTA President Lasanya Harrison. Of course, this is her second stint. The baton was recently passed from Mark Malava to Ms. Harrison, pardon me. And of course, she is with us now. Thank you so much for joining us. And as you can see, the baton being successfully passed there. I hope you said reach there, Lasanya Harrison.
I know we're testing. If it is, I had I love sport, but if I actually did any, that is certainly not the same. So, I did the best I could.
Your form seems to be on point there, though, in receiving the baton. Let me ask you, the JTA, and I'm of this view, and I quite frankly, if I could be frank with you, I'm not so certain that the JTA is living up to this label as being more than just a union. It should play a very important role in the ecosystem of education. What do you think you can do differently to ensure that the JTA plays that pivotal role?
So I hear this narrative so many times, and it is really so not true. I pray for the day, sir, that actually the media follows us when it is that we do all the other things that we do outside of just negotiate for salaries. So in 1979, when we were, or articles, memorandum of association was established, and of course from our inception, we were registered at the company's office as a trade union. Now, persons who want by nature of their wish or otherwise to change the mandate of the association, we are first and foremost a union. That's what we were registered as.
I don't think anyone is challenging that, Lasanya Harrison. Do you think people are challenging that?
By nature of what we do, nobody has to tell us as teachers that we need to influence the conversation concerning what education should look like in this nation. Our articles, we told the nation that is a role that we need to play as well. So in our
Do you think you're playing that other role? Do you think you're playing that other role well? For example, let me put this to you. For example, I heard your outgoing president.
National Council on Education that exists to organize school boards was a recommendation by the JTA. The Teacher Services Commission that exists to appoint principals and monitor the approval of school leadership was recommended by the JTA.
Years ago, but people are saying this present iteration, at least in the last few years of the JTA, it's not functioning like it did in days gone by, and that is the problem that people are having with the JTA. For example, let me put you, and I think you're on the platform when this was said, and I think you were captured in footage laughing at this comment where your outgoing president says of a sitting cabinet minister is long time than pepper spray Desmond I, referencing an unfortunate incident in which the minister was hurt in a comical way. Is that what we should expect from the leadership of the JTA? The outgoing president making light of it, and I gather you found it very funny as well.
My smiling and finding it funny, what it is that I found funny, the comment or perhaps my reaction to this.
Well, that's why we're asking you. We're happy you're here so you can tell us. Did you find that unfortunate comment?
I can't speak on behalf of the outgoing president.
I'm not asking you to, so let me get a question out. Do you think that unfortunate comment was funny?
Pardon me?
Do you, as the sitting president of the JTA,
we can ever find someone being hurt funny?
Fine. So your laughter wasn't because you found it funny then?
I can't think that it is ever funny that somebody was hurt, whomever it is.
So your laughing that was caught on video wasn't because you felt it was funny?
That was not the case.
But you did laugh?
Yes, but people laugh for many things.
So what was your reason for laughing?
I'm not sure that is necessary for the discourse, but
it absolutely is, Lasanya Harrison. You are the sitting JTA president, and a joke was made in poor taste, and you are on video. If I can get the question out, the only way this works is the only way this works, Ms. Harrison, is if you allow me to get the question out. So let me get the question out, and then I'll allow you to respond. So it is of moment because he made the unfortunate joke, and you laughed robustly at the comment. And now you're telling all of Jamaica that you didn't find it funny. And I'm asking, why did you laugh? It is a moment.
Sitting at the table, no. When we are sitting at a table, a statement is made. You do not know what other comments are being made between the persons sitting there, those probably even sitting behind you, that would cause a reaction, not necessarily to what was said, but to other statements that are being made based on what was said.
So are you telling us then, Lasanya Harrison, that you were laughing at something entirely different and not what was said?
It is not, I'm not saying it is, I'm not responding to necessarily what the president, there are other comments, sir, which I will not divulge on air because we do have our rights and our own thoughts that we share intimately between ourselves.
And I hear you, and I'm not asking you to. So let me be clear, I'm not asking you to. I hear you, so let me get the question out now. I hear you. All I'm asking you is, are you saying here on national TV that the reason you laugh had nothing to do with the comment made by the outgoing president?
No, but you are not hearing the statement that I'm making. Based on the statement made, other statements, other comments are made. So the reaction of persons here they can assume that I am laughing in support or not of what the president had said at the time. And I don't think that this time of interview is of greatest serve. The moment is being served to talk about a comment made by the outgoing president when there are pertinent issues affecting education that needs
many of which we've discussed, and we're going to get to more of them. But let me put the final one to you on this one. Do you think your predecessor should withdraw and apologize?
That is all. You need to find him and ask him, and then he will make his submission concerning same.
Right.
That is not for me to come to a judgment of.
All right, wonderful. Let's move on then.
I can only be taken responsibility for my own actions, sir.
All right, let's move on. All right, so on March 8, 2023, just to provide a little background, the JTA held a physical meeting at Michael Teachers College where teachers voted on the government's offer. The offer was rejected. 346 teachers rejected the offer. 227 accepted. A few days later, on March 12, the Jamaica Teachers Association voted on a revised wage offer, which provided a minimum 20% increase in basic salary after tax. The vote was conducted in a virtual meeting with 629 delegates supporting the deal and no more than 147 rejecting it. You were the then president, yes, and you opposed the deal and refused to sign off on it, is what was reported. But I gather, based on what came out afterwards, you had an issue with how the voting was conducted and you felt it violated the JTA's constitution. You took the JTA to court. There are many people in the society, right-thinking Jamaicans, who are looking on, and they're saying, how can someone who has the JTA before the courts return as president of the JTA? That seems inconsistent. What say you to those who raise those concerns, Lasonia Harrison?
Of the teachers of the nation who voted, and of the 11,000 plus that voted, 6,580 plus voted in favor of yours truly. So when they go and poll and ask them why, then they will get a response. For now, they have voted. 1 year later, serving as president-elect, I have been installed as president, and I will be serving the cause of the teacher to raise their issues, bring to national attention the conditions under which my colleagues work, those in the West, the schools that are being considered or are in the process of being closed, consolidations, however the Ministry of Education puts it, and currently school leadership have not yet even been officially received official communication of same, but parents have been called, teachers have been called, and so those schools seemingly will not be open September morning. And those are issues that I believe are pertinent. The slow pace of still some of the schools, the recovery building exercise that is being done, that is not going as fast as we would certainly like for the conditions under which the students, the children of this country will be learning. Those are the issues that are of greatest pertinence as it relates to whatever the public may think, or those who are non-voters in the Jamaica Teachers Association as to how I've been returned to this office. I think they should perhaps ask the 6,500 and plus teachers who returned me to this position.
Let me ask you, Lasonia Harrison, are you going to drop this lawsuit now that you have been returned as president?
Sir, that matter has all come out already. In the week when it is that we had the very elections, a headline in the newspapers came to say that the Mrs. Harrison says that she will not drop the lawsuit. Sir, I live by my word. I live by my word.
So now that you've been reinstalled, you still stand by that? You're not dropping this lawsuit?
That was established with the headlines that tried